I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Adventura the Bus. Welcome to episode 24, She Got Blown Away. So I have some new things in the bus now. Things have been changing quite a bit. I had a little bit of a time off to break and rest, but not just rest. I was getting some work done in the bus, but I filmed it all, so I have lots of content now. So I've got about a month's worth of content, and that's good because I needed to get some content ahead so that I could work on the videos more regularly and easily. And things have been changing around here, and you can kind of see some of that behind me. But I just wanted to take a few minutes and say that in this particular episode, she gets fans. She gets the fans installed in the roof. And I tell you what, preparation is half the journey. And if you don't prepare properly, the journey will be harder for you. And building the right structure for things helps the job go so much easier. And that's one of the things that I did with the fans. I know you all knew that I had those two spots saved for my fans. I had them already kind of framed in. And man, did that ever make it easy. And I had a good plan of action. I prepped the fans before we did the roof part. Before we cut the hole out, I put the butyl tape on. And I'll explain that as I'm doing the episode. But I did put the butyl tape on first. I had everything prepped so that when my brother showed up to help me, which I needed him here because I was up on the roof, and I don't like to do things on the roof without a spotter, without somebody here to make sure I'm being safe. I mean, I'll do some things by myself, but there's certain things I will not do without help or assistance. So that's what I did. Hey y'all, I just wanted to show you that I got a new hat too. I know that I'm pretty established in the fact that you guys know I'm a veteran and I don't need to like have that on all the time. And that hat is getting a little worn out, but I had a friend give me this hat for my birthday, and it's kind of cool because it says "Be Happy" on it. And I'm actually working on a devotional I call Be Attitudes, BEE Attitudes, and I'm talking about things that are healthy things for kingdom living. And one of the healthy things about kingdom living is that you allow God to help you establish the plans in your life, because there's a way that seems right by man that leads unto death. And when we do the things that we think are right to do, sometimes that leads us on a path that's not where we want to go. And I know one thing, that when God orders my steps, the steps of a righteous man are ordered of the Lord. When he orders my steps, things go so much easier. And it's really when I relax and work from rest that he begins to order my steps and show me the way I'm supposed to go. And so I find the best plans is when I'm not trying to be God myself and figure it all out, but allow him to show me the direction. And a lot of the ideas I've gotten for the bus, the things I'm doing in the bus, has been from me being still and hearing the Lord say, put this here, do this there. And that helps me a huge amount. And it's not like I can hear him audibly speaking. I don't do that. I actually just hear a random thought in my head, or I see a picture in my head, and those things are what I believe are ideas and thoughts from God. And it really does guide me in a positive direction. It's like that little, where people talk about your conscience on your shoulder. Well, I believe that's the Spirit of God speaking to you a lot of times, and that it is the way he speaks to me. And he speaks to me through many things. He speaks to me through songs, through books, through reading the Bible, through the thoughts in my head, through pictures, through other people. There's so many ways that I can hear from God. And a lot of times when I'm wondering about something, he'll confirm it through people. And that's just one of the ways that I do normal life. So be happy. That's a great way. And to establish a good plan is by letting God order your steps. So I just wanted to give you that little bit of note, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. After all those words of wisdom, now we're going to get to work. And so what you see happening here is me giving my brother, basically, this is the plan of execution. I marked some holes here. I want you to pre-drill them for me once I get up on the roof. And then I will use those pilot holes to be able to cut out for the fan and explaining to him the process. I'm going to run the jigsaw around and cut the holes out, and I just need him to pre-drill it and watch me as I do it. And so he's going to do that. So I get up on the roof, and then you're going to see him come back in a little bit, and I'm up there getting all my things in place, getting the camera in place, getting the jigsaw in place, getting my drill up there, getting all the things I need up there, and you're going to see him come in and do the drilling. And so he does the drilling. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did a kind of one in the center just in case I needed it. Then I'm going to do the cutout, and I just basically took the jigsaw and followed the framework that I had already built, which was already mounted and in place, and that just worked perfectly. And then you'll see me fit the fan in. It doesn't quite fit right, so I'm going to go back and trim just a little bit of a couple of spots that weren't completely followed. And I learned on that first one that I needed to just totally rub that blade right up against that edge so that I would get a good fit. And it is exactly at the size of the hole that I had for that, so I had to make sure I trimmed that plastic really close. And then you'll see me mounting the screws, and basically you take the fan housing, and on the bottom side you put butyl tape, and then once you put the fan in the hole, you run the screws in there. One thing you want to be careful about is you do not want to over tighten your screws, because it will blow out your hole, and if you blow out your hole you'll have to use a different screw. And I did have to do that on one of the screws, because on this first one I learned a few lessons about what I needed to do to install the second one. Also, other tip, you want to make sure that the hinges for the actual fan are toward the front of the bus, because if you by chance accidentally leave one of those vents open and you're driving down the road, if it's turned the other way and you're got that vent fan open and you start driving down the road, it's just going to rip the door right off the hinges. So or the vent cover, it'll rip the vent cover right off the hinges. So if you have it where the hinges are toward the front, aerodynamically it will, even if you leave it open, it'll just make a lot of noise. It won't blow your vent hood off. And so that's the reason that you put that hinge in the front. And so you see me going around with the drill, and I'm basically tightening all those screws. And then you see my after I'm done with the drill, I'll get the lap seal out, and I run a bead of lap seal completely around the entire and I put a good amount on there because I want to make sure it's good and sealed. And I did this on a super sunny day, so I knew it was going to have time to cure. You want to try and get it done where you have it on a sunny day and it's not going to rain for maybe a day or so, because you want to give that lap sealant at least 72 hours to really cure and get its good seal going. And I'll probably go up there. I still have a little bit of lap sealant left, and what I'll probably do is go up and check and make sure that both my vent fans sealed really good, and that I have no other places on my roof that are cracked and dried up and causing leakage. I did, while I was up here on this you're going to see this, I found some weaknesses in my lap sealing, so I went through and I redid some of the lap sealing in this one seam here, because I was still having problems with leaks. And I actually believe I finally have conquered all the leaks in Adventura at this point. I was having a small amount of leak issues, and Eric goes back in there and drills the holes for the back one while I was doing the other roof work. And now you're going to see me come in and cut hole number 2. And actually you can see that this whole process went really well, and I had very little difficulty. Everything just kind of fell into place. Excuse the pun. Pardon the pun. It fell into place as the plastic falls off the ceiling. So I have to be a little punny every once in a while, because I have a son who's a dad now, and dad jokes are the thing in our family. My husband used to be really good at it, but now my son is Mr. Dad Joke. And so you'll see me repeat the process here. After learning what I did on the first fan, I went ahead and was much more gentle. And at one point I actually get smart and put all the screws around, and then just run the drill around and just go quickly through the screws and get them tightened down. I felt more brave at this point going on the roof. The first one I was kind of laying on the roof. This one I found that the roof was strong enough to hold me. I was a little concerned about that because of the fact that the top middle part is all plastic, and I didn't want to break through the plastic. Didn't know it was, brittle or anything like that. So here you'll see me clean up my screws, and then I'll get that lap seal out and we'll finish that off. And so we'll go through and do the whole sealing of this one with the lap seal. And so it was really probably about an hour's process to get both fans installed. I did a little pre-work by doing the butyl tape before my brother got there. I had everything out, assembled, ready to go. I had marked all the holes, and I did a lot of things to prep to get ready so that this would go smoothly. Because, when you're asking someone to come over and give their time of you, you want to respect and honor their time. And that's what I was doing with my brother. And also this has to do with, planning is a good thing. And I talk about that some more later in the episode. But it's best for us to just, take time to plan things, but don't overplan. And there's wisdom in planning. And there's wisdom in balance and wisdom in listening to the Lord. So you see this all went really well. Now what you see me doing here is I'm cutting out the covers for underneath, and I'm cutting them down to size so that I can put them up into the slot that's there. So that's it. So I have the fan right here, and I have the wires out. This is all framed in, cut in, caulked in. Everything that needs to be done is in. They're both in place. They both do reversing. They both have rain sensors. I'm super excited about this. They have remote controls. They can be remotely or manually started. I have the wires in place. I just have to run the wires for the power. I'm going to do battery power for them right now. But I'm going to wire them up, hopefully, maybe today, but I don't know. I might just do it just to test them out, but I am super excited about this. They went in super easy. These little frames that I put in before were perfectly the right size, and everything just went together like ice cream and with a cherry on the top. And my brother came and he helped me. I had all the holes marked for where I needed to have the pilot holes for the jigsaw. He drilled them up, and then I got up on the roof. I cut the hole, put the fan in. I had the butyl tape already on them. Put the fan in place, screwed them all in place because the framing was already there, so I just screwed it right into the framing. Then after I put the butyl tape up, I put lap sealant on it. So there's a bit of lap sealant on it. It got warm enough today that I could do all this. And then I came in and put the inside frames on. I cut them down to size and put them on. They fit perfectly. Everything's in place. It's ready to go. I'm super excited. And I like that I have a little bit of light in the middle of the bus now, because they're kind of acting like skylights now. And I kind of like it. And I like the little kind of blue glow that they have. Super excited, because that means I can start moving on to do the ceiling work. And I can start wiring in lights. And I got the fans, and now I can wire in the fans and the lights. I have all my puck lights to put in, and I can start moving forward on some of the electrical in this bus. So depending on what the weather's like tomorrow will depend on whether or not I get all this done. I'm going to see if I can run some wires right now just to test it out, and I'm super excited. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Today has been a really fruitful day. I've been out here working in the bus. I got my brother to come by to help me out with a special project, and I'm super excited about it because I got ceiling fans installed. I don't have them wired up yet, but I have them in place. I put them up. I mounted them. I got the holes cut. These frames were perfectly the right size. I was able to cut the holes to that, put the fans down with the butyl tape, and then I was able to screw them in. I have video footage, so you're going to get to see the whole process, hopefully, if all the video footage comes out. But I'm super excited. Let me turn it around so you can see it better. So this is me showing you how I wired in the fans. I had run some I have marine wire. I think it's 16 gauge 2 wire. And what I did is I just ran that wire and I wired in both fans together and then went one lead down. So I basically did them in series. I think it's series or parallel. I don't remember. But I wired them in together. I did it right. I did it the way it's supposed to be done. And they can work independently of each other. They both are on remotes and they work independently of each other, but they also are on the same circuit. So I don't have to have multiple circuits for both fans. I just have one circuit for both fans, and I have a little fuse box in the front so that should something overload, it'll pop the fuse and we can just replace a new fuse. So, and I'm basically got a 12-volt battery down on the floor that's an old battery that I had in the van that was part of the accessory batteries, and that is what I'm using to power it, so I don't have that hooked up to any kind of 12-volt recharging system. So what you see me doing here is I'm taping up the wires and kind of doing wire management and finishing this off. Okay, y'all, I want to demonstrate how good this works. So we're going to go ahead. It's powered up. So now I'm going to hit here up, and the little, you can hear it going and you can see it going. There it goes. So the fan's going up, and then I'm going to hit plus, and that's, I think that one's going, it's drawing air out. So if I want the air to come in, I need to go minus and go in and then hit plus, and it's going to reverse direction and it's actually going to blow air in. And you can hear how quiet that is. Isn't that really super quiet? That is wonderful. And it has a rain sensor, so if it starts raining, it is kind of raining today, but right now it's not raining hard, and I don't think I have the rain sensor on. So if I turn the rain sensor on, it would sense if the rain came on. If it started raining really bad, it would suddenly close and shut down. So it's not raining at the moment, but I have, and you can, the remote has a temperature sensor in here, so I can set it to a certain temperature and help get it to maintain a certain temperature in the room. So it's super nice fan, and I'll have to look up the name for it and put it in the comments below. But I am very happy with both these fans. One, they were easy to install. Two, they had all the things that I needed in the kit to get it done. I had to provide my own butyl tape and my own lap sealant to seal it on the top of the roof, but it had all the screws and all the instructions I needed to be able to link and it was pretty good instructions. Everything I needed to be able to do what I needed to do to get it done. So, and it had all the housing and everything that I needed. So, and it fit perfectly, 14 inches by 14 inches. So I'm very happy with these fans, and I will make sure that I link it in the comments below. This is what these fans were, and I got them on Amazon, and they were about $100, at least $100. I'll look it up and research it just so I can tell you for sure. But I'm very, 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 very happy with these. So I'm going to shut it off and then bring it down, and we're done for our little demo. Thank you for joining me for the demo of our fans. They work wonderfully. There we go. And I got to make sure I turn it off because I don't have a way to recharge my battery that it's running on. I have a battery hooked up over here in my electrical panel, and I can't recharge that battery right now. It's not hooked into any system. And so because of that, I am not able, see, I have it down here. That's where my battery is, down there. It's on the floor, and it's just an old battery that was a part of the bus. And I just don't have it hooked up to any charging system. If I hooked it up to a charging system, I could leave stuff powered up, but I don't want to do that right now. And I'm about ready to start incorporating shore power and a whole bunch of other electrical systems. I had to stop thinking about it too much because you can get kind of overthinking things when you get into some of this stuff. And so, yeah, I'm trying not to get overthinking and just do the tasks that I see that need to be done when they need to be done. And I am planning things, but I can get a little carried away with the planning. So anyhow, y'all, thank you for joining me and for that little demo, and enjoy the rest of the video. So I just want to thank you for sticking all the way through the video and watching it all the way to the end. As you can see, the fans are installed right here, that one there, and then I have the other one back there, and they look great. And I really, really like the kind of blue glow that they have when the covers are closed, and it kind of gives me almost that little skylight feeling. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's very important to make sure you build the proper structure for things when you're doing them. And when you build that proper structure, it is best to do, because then it makes your job a whole lot easier in the end. And so that's one of the things I did. I made sure I built the structure properly, and I got it done. And it's been a great journey to go through this and get it done. And I really appreciate my younger brother. I give a shout out to my younger brother for coming over here and helping me get these fans installed. And thank you for taking time to be my spotter. Just want to let you know there'll be a lot going on in the next few weeks. I've got plenty of footage to show you about some of the things I've been doing to finish up the cab area of the bus. And once I'm done with that, and then I'm going to move into the main space area, and I've got some cool news about some things that have been happening, and I just want to thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think might be able to benefit from it. Thanks for coming, and y'all come back now. Thank you all for taking time to stop by. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Y'all come back now.
Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.